All right, a massive welcome to all you apprentices. Seriously, if you're looking to get a leg up in the business world, you are in exactly the right place. So let's just dive right in, shall we? Today, we're gonna pull back the curtain on marketing's secret language. You know, all the stuff you see every single day but maybe don't have a name for yet. We're about to decode two of the most powerful, and I mean powerful, tools in any marketer's kit.
So let's kick things off with a bit of a head-scratcher. What in the world do sausage rolls, hotel rooms, and football all have in common? I know, it sounds like the start of a bad joke, right? But trust me, the answer, well, it unlocks everything you need to know about two of the most important parts of marketing. Just hang in there, and I promise it's all gonna click.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the loud bit. You know, the part of marketing that everyone thinks is the whole shebang. We're talking about promotion. The best way to think about it, it's like a giant megaphone. It's what brands use to shout their message from the rooftops, doing whatever it takes to get your attention.
So what's the official definition? Well, promotion is basically every single way a business communicates with its customers. And it's not just about buy my stuff. No. It's about informing you something new exists, it's about persuading you that it's actually brilliant, and, this is a big one, it's about reminding you they're still around when you need them. So yeah, it's way bigger than just sticking an ad on TV.
But here's the secret sauce. This is where the real magic happens. The absolute best brands make sure that Megaphone is shouting the exact same message everywhere you look. They call it Integrated Marketing Communications, or IMC for short. A perfect example? ASUS. Think about it. When they drop a new collection, you see it on TikTok with your favorite influencers, it pops up in your email, you see it on fashion blogs, it's all over their homepage. It's the same vibe, the same look, the same message, all working together perfectly. It feels seamless, right? That's IMC. Okay, so if promotion is the megaphone, what's actually in the toolkit that makes the sound? What are all the different ways a brand can shout its message? Let's do a quick run through of the greatest hits, rapid-fire style.
First up, the OG, the classic, advertising. It's pretty simple, really. You pay money to put your message somewhere. And honestly, is there a better example than the John Lewis Christmas ads? I mean, come on. They're not just ads anymore, are they? They're literally a national event in the UK every single year. That is the power of great paid advertising.
All right, next we've got advertising's clever, slightly sneaky cousin, public relations, or PR. Now, this is the fine art of getting other people to talk about you for free. You earn it, you don't buy it. And the absolute masterclass in this? Greg's. Remember when they launched the vegan sausage roll? Their hilarious comeback to a TV host on Twitter sparked a total media frenzy. Every news channel was talking about it. That's publicity you just can't buy. Absolutely priceless.
And you see these brilliant PR wins all over the place. Like, remember those tiny little woolly hats on the top of innocent smoothie bottles? That was the big knit campaign for Age UK. It was genius, so cute, so shareable, and it got them tons of amazing press. I'm telling you, when PR is done right, it is absolute marketing gold.
Then you have sales promotions. I love this analogy. Think of them as a sugar rush for your sales figures. They're all about creating short-term incentives to get you to buy something right now. And you see them everywhere, don't you? The classic buy one, get one free at Tesco, or the absolute madness of Black Friday sales at a place like Curry's. It's all about creating that urgency, that feeling of, I need to get this now, which gives them a quick spike in cash. And of course, we have to talk about the big one, the absolute giant in the room, digital and social media marketing. This is all about going to where your customers actually are. And let's be real, where are we all? We're scrolling on our phones, right? A brand like Gymshark is the perfect case study. They built their entire empire pretty much from scratch, not with big TV ads, but by being masters of using social media influencers to show off their stuff. They knew exactly where their people were hanging out online.
Okay, stop for a second. Let's just pause right here. Look at this number, 50%, half. Now, before I tell you what this is, just take a second to think. What on earth could be so important in business, so critical, that half of your customers would just leave because of it? Here's what it is. 50% of consumers will switch to a competitor after one single bad experience. Just one. Let that sink in. This is a massive deal. It basically tells us that all the clever promotion, all the shouting through that megaphone we've been talking about, it's all completely worthless if the human side of things falls apart. And that brings us perfectly to the second crucial P of marketing: people. So if promotion is the megaphone making the big promise, then people, they're the handshake that actually delivers on it. This is where it all gets very, very personal. So when we say people, who are we actually talking about? Well, honestly, it's everyone. It's the person on the shop floor, the agent you talk to on the phone, the delivery driver who drops off your package. It's even the team that designed the company's website. Seriously, every single person who comes into contact with a customer is a walking, talking brand ambassador, whether they realize it or not.
And you know this feeling from your own experience, right? It's that super helpful assistant in John Lewis who just won't give up until they find what you're looking for. It's the friendly, unbelievably patient person at the Apple Genius Bar who finally fixes your laptop. Or the cabin crew on a Virgin Atlantic flight who just make you feel genuinely welcome. In that moment, they are the brand. They are John Lewis, they are Apple, they are Virgin.
Okay, let's look at a brilliant case study of this in action. Premier Inn. Their big marketing promise, their megaphone message is so simple but so powerful. A good night's sleep guaranteed. Now think about that. That is a seriously bold claim for a budget hotel chain, isn't it?
So how on earth do they pull that off? It's all about their people. It's that simple. They train their staff to be warm, friendly, and proactive. They actually empower them to solve problems right there and then. And here's the kicker. If you genuinely have a bad night's sleep, any member of staff, from the manager to the person on the front desk, can give you a full refund. No hoops to jump through. Their people are trusted to deliver the promise. And that right there is why they often get better customer satisfaction scores than hotels that are way more expensive.
So you see where this is going, right? The absolutely crucial takeaway is this. You can't have one without the other. You can't just have the megaphone. You need the handshake too. The promise that gets made has to be the promise that gets kept.
And this slide just breaks it down perfectly. The megaphone, that's promotion. It makes the promise. It creates the expectation in your mind. It's what gets you in the door. But it's the handshake, the people, who actually deliver on that promise. They create the real experience. And that is what makes you want to stay. And more importantly, it's what makes you want to come back.
Right, so what does all of this mean for you, right now, in your job, in your apprenticeship? Let's get really practical. I want to give you a simple, but honestly an incredibly powerful tool that you can use to look at how your own company is doing with this stuff. It's called a SWOT analysis. You might have heard of it. It stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You look at the strengths and weaknesses, that's all the internal stuff in your business. And then you look at the opportunities and threats, that's all the external stuff happening out in the world. It is such a great way to get a really clear, quick snapshot of where things stand. So, here's your mission, should you choose to accept it. I want you to take this back to your workplace. Try to identify just one strength in your company's promotion. Maybe your social media is brilliant. Then find one weakness. Are your email open rates a bit rubbish? Then spot an opportunity. Is there a new platform you could be on, like podcasts? And finally, name a threat. Is a new competitor eating your lunch? After you've done that, just brainstorm one single action you could take to improve. It's a fantastic, powerful first step. And while you're doing that, just remember the biggest takeaway from all of this. Marketing is not just a department that sits over in the corner. Nope. Everyone, and I mean everyone, has a role to play. Any person who interacts with a customer is shaping that brand. And that, of course, includes you. So, I'm going to leave you with this one final thought. In every single interaction you have at work, every email you send, every customer you speak to, you are the handshake. You are the living, breathing embodiment of your company's brand. So the real question you have to ask yourself is, what message are you sending?